my question is regarding my best friend who I'm caring for on a daily basis. She is dying and in really bad shape. Her daughter is 12 and very scared and sad. Her daughter has asked that she spend more time with her dad because being with her mom is too frightening. My friend wants her daughter to be with her more, but I can tell that this creates severe anxiety for her daughter, and I'm afraid that this might be traumatizing for her. Do you have any advice for what I can do?
Yeah, great question. It's so tricky. So the question about a family here where a young kid, almost teen, 12-year-old, um, I'm just sort of refashioning the question in my mind. So in general, so childhood development, that is something we're learning. It's laden with theory, and our ideas of what constitutes appropriate childhood development changes with time. But these days, in the Western mindset anyway, um, a lot of developmental issues, and talking with kids about serious illness and death, a lot of it has to do with deferring to the child, reading the child, not forcing them into a situation, but reading them in real time, pushing them, encouraging them to participate where you can so that they feel included, but also noting when they're overwhelmed and where they may be traumatizing. So some amount of deference to the child's position and what they're seeking is really important in this mix. It's also very important to not euphemize things too much, half-truth things. This is a way we can make things scarier for kids. The phrases like, "Whoa, grandma's going to a better place" often comes up. Well, kids might read that like, what better place? There's a better place that doesn't include me, and why is she not taking me? And so generally speaking, plainly and lovingly to kids is the way to go, and reading their capacity to hang in there. So that's one comment here. Um, but in terms of this situation you're referencing, a couple of things to keep in mind. There is a field, a discipline called child life specialist, child life service. This is training, master's level training in childhood development and helping kids navigate illness or helping kids navigate the illness of their parent or family member. So one thing to consider is reaching out, asking around in that health system, is there access to child life services? That could be very, very important. That would be one thing to consider. Another thing to consider would be talking with this young person's teachers, making sure they're aware that she's going through some extra stressors at home and keep an eye out for her in school. Oftentimes the school will have a counselor, someone that she can check in with. If not, considering a psychologist for the 12-year-old can be helpful too. The idea is to establish some safety for this child. And when so much is falling apart around her, she needs to feel safe. And so those are some basic ideas. Lastly, I would say it may be helpful if the mom, you can imagine the torment, wanting to be with her daughter, but knowing that at some level it hurts her daughter. So alternative modes of communication, maybe not making the daughter be with her in person in the room so much, if that's not what she wants to be, but maybe rather writing letters, communicating through email or text, or a way that gives the kid a little bit of distance and may offer up a sort of a safety buffer. And then barring that too, writing letters to the kid for down the road. Because it's easy to imagine a 12-year-old when she's an adult looking back and saying, gosh, when mom was here, I wish I had spent more time with her. And if she can pull out a letter from mom that mom wrote before she died, you can imagine a solace that would bring a child who's going into adulthood. The key here is to navigate and minimize regrets. So there you go. There's some ideas.